Today we're going to be making cereal bar treats using Lucky Charms. Hey guys, welcome back to Kelli with an I. Today we're going to do a fun video for St. Patrick's Day. Today we're going to be making cereal bar treats using Lucky Charms. And I thought it would just be the perfect opportunity to use one of my favorite cereals in a cereal bar because it's almost St. Patrick's Day. Today we're going to do a very simple recipe. You've got 3 ingredients plus some if you wish, and that's about it. So we're going to get started. On the stove here I have I call it a stock pot or a saucepan. You're going to put a saucepan on the stove. You want one to be deep enough to put all your ingredients in, but it doesn't have to be massive. You're going to put it on the burner and turn it on to about medium heat. Next, you're going to take, I have 3 tablespoons of shortening. You can also use real butter, you can use margarine, or any kind of butter substitute. 3 tablespoons of shortening. We're going to let that melt, and then once it starts fully melting, then we will add in our marshmallows. Okay, now that our shortening has melted, I'm going to go ahead and add in 2.5 cups of marshmallows. I just use plain Jet Puffed marshmallows. I like to stick to name brand because I feel like Jet Puff tastes much better than store-bought. So I'm going to go ahead and stir that in and allow it to melt completely before I add in the cereal. Okay, now that the marshmallows have melted, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat, and I'm going to add in 5 cups of cereal. So what's great about this recipe is that you can add any kind of cereal, but for St. Patrick's Day, in honor of Lucky himself, I'm going to be adding Lucky Charms. So I'm going to just mix this up with a silicone spatula until it's well combined. Now that everything's all mixed up, I've prepped a 9x9 glass dish and sprayed it with cooking spray, and I'm going to go ahead and pour in just enough. I'm going to see how deep this gets. I don't have a 9x13, but I think that would make a pretty thin cereal bar. This one's probably going to make a pretty thick cereal bar, like height-wise. Actually, it might be perfect. And what you want to do is you want to press it in. Don't press too hard. You don't want this to be super compact, otherwise people can't eat it. But I'm going to take the back of my spatula, and it's pretty oily from the shortening, and I'm going to just press into these cereal treats. Alright, while these are setting up, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to melt some white chocolate. What I have here is a small saucepan full of water and a glass bowl full of white chocolate chips, and you want to fill up the stock pot to have enough water to boil well, but you don't want the water touching the bowl. So I'm going to put this on medium-high, and I'm going to allow this to start boiling and melting the chocolate. Okay, what I have here is a bowl of melted white chocolate, and it has been boiling for just a little bit. As you can see the steam coming off of it. I've gone ahead and turned off the burner because I don't want this to burn. Burnt white chocolate is the worst. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this spoon, and I'm going to drizzle this white chocolate over the top of my cereal bars. And this could get messy. Another option is to cut the bars and then dip them in chocolate. But I feel like that might be just too much for me. So I'm just drizzling the melted chocolate in a crisscross pattern. Now that I have all the white chocolate drizzled on top, I'm actually going to take a mixture of sprinkles. Most of these are gold sprinkles that you can buy at Michael's and probably Hobby Lobby. I found these sprinkles in the single serving packs at Michael's. I think they're like $1 for a packet of sprinkles. And I thought the gold sequins and star sequins would fit perfectly because of St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to sprinkle these on top. You can sprinkle any kind of sprinkle you would like. I have used St. Patrick's Day ones before that have little clovers in them, but I thought this would be really cute. Alright, now that we have all of the sprinkles on top that I'd like, I'm going to leave these set for a little bit so the chocolate dries. We'll be back in a little bit. I'll cut them up into bars and present them to you. Okay guys, my cereal bars have set and the white chocolate has set, so I'm going to just cut these up into pretty small slices. And I'm using a relatively sharp knife and just dig them right on in. Alright, this is what they look like. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to do a little bit of a close-up.